Well, ladies and gentlemen, to take us through the Wrangler Federation Rodeo, welcome in the young gun, the legend from Gunnedah, Mr. Jake Smith.
Well, good evening, Sydney, and welcome to round number 2 of the 2022 Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge, Australia's biggest and richest rodeo in the country. Well, over the next 60 minutes, we are going to witness Australia's finest cowboys as they are matched up against Australia's toughest bucking stock. But before we do so, if I could please have you all upstanding as we will be performing our Australian national anthem. And gentlemen, if you could please remove your hats, and it's lovely to welcome to the microphone here tonight, the lovely Miss Paige Peters. What a beautiful rendition, folks. That is the lovely Miss Paige Peters. Hey, Sydney, you ready to Cowboy Town this place up tonight? Let me hear you. Well, it will be the bareback riding will be our first event here tonight, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome into our Wrangler Rodeo Arena here tonight the Kelly brothers, Peter and David Kelly, ladies and gentlemen, from Upper Horton here in New South Wales. Well, we're getting set to go with our first competitor. This will be Andy Pedrana, the cowboy that comes to us from Blandford here in the Hunter Valley of New South Wales. And tonight, he has drawn Sugarland. We welcome our rodeo producers here tonight, the Gill Brothers Rodeo Company, folks. Andy, if you're with us last night in the first round of the competition, he put together 74 points out of a possible 100 points. Two judges have 50 points at their disposal. We'll talk you through the rules as we go through the night in our bareback riding, but this is a cowboy from Blandford here in New South Wales. Look at this man set his feet. Well, that is the way to open up our competition here tonight, folks, and I tell you what, these guys, they love to hear the sounds from the crowd. As we said, we welcome our two professional Wrangler Rodeo judges. We have Mr. Dale Carter and Mr. Rob Bandy. As we said, both have 50 points at their disposal. They'll have 1 to 25 for the Cowboys' riding style. A further 1 to 25 for the degree of difficulty the horse throws at the Cowboy. How high he kicks, how much elevation. And we have a score of 77 points. 77 for the Cowboy called Pedrana. Well, this is night number 2 of the Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. Wrangler are the biggest Western clothing company in the world, and they are our partners here at this year's Sydney Royal Easter Show. And it's lovely to welcome Mr. Lachlan Cook, representing Wrangler here to our professional rodeo here tonight. Thanks very much, Lachlan. Okay, arena's clear. As we're getting set to move down to rodeo chute number 5, as you can see, we have 6 Wrangler chutes presented here in our Giants main arena here tonight. Now, we're getting set to go to the Cowboy that calls Monto up there in central Queensland home. This is Jed Miles. Here tonight, he has drawn a Tumut Rodeo Club horse, Wishing Well. Well, he's one of these quiet-spoken young Queensland cowboys that is attending the Sydney Royal Easter Show for about his 3rd appearance in the last 4 years. We wish him all the very best of luck here tonight on the Tumut Rodeo Club horse. This is Wishing Well, the cowboy from the cattle country of Queensland. As you can see, this event is very physical on the cowboy's upper body. The Suicide of Rodeo, folks. How about it for the cowboy from Mono? He's over 2,700 kilometres from home. That is Jed Miles. Well, our 2 Wrangler professional rodeo judges will give us the numbers very shortly. We have a score of 75 points to put him in the second hole at the moment. 75 for the cowboy called Miles. Well, once again, as we said, it's great to have the Kelly brothers back in our rodeo arena here tonight. Peter Kelly on the black horse, the horse called Rewind. Brother David on credit, the bay horse. Peter, of course, our Australian pickup man of the year once again. As we're getting set to move to the cowboy that comes from the wild country of Burke here in Western New South Wales. This is Ty Simmons. Well, he's drawn a pretty plain horse from the Gill Brothers Rodeo Company called Cowboy Kiss. Now, this cowboy, before he turned his hand to the event of bareback riding, he was actually a freestyle motocross rider. The Simmons family have been synonymous in the sport of Australian rodeo out in that part of the country. And let's see what he can do on this pretty plain horse from the Gill Brothers Rodeo Company, Cowboy Kiss. All right, Ty, the equation is very simple. You got to chase down 77 points to take the lead. And the pretty little plain horse is certainly turning it on here tonight in our rodeo arena. Folks, that's a great effort. His first time at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. That 22-year-old bareback rider from out there at Burke. Now the idea, of course, is to get off this horse nice and safely as David Kelly rides forward into position. These guys are grabbing life. Our Wrangler pickup team. Well, Peter Kelly in position now, folks. As you can see, he's got his hand work well into that bareback rigging. It's like a suitcase type handle. He's having trouble getting his hand out at the moment, folks. How about it, folks? He can hear you now. The cowboy from Burke. And we come in with a score of 70 points here tonight. Well, his first trip to the Big Smoke, competing in our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge, the richest and most prestigious rodeo event in the country. And if you need to buy yourself a new pair of jeans, shirts, hats, Wrangler, they can stock you from head to toe. Make sure you do check out the website. As we said, they are the biggest Western clothing company in the world. Well, we're getting set to go to the man that absolutely lit this arena up here last night, winning the bareback riding. This is Denny Moran from Dalby, the Darling Downs of Queensland. Denny Moran, a man that has spent a little bit of time on the sideline, but he has come back here in the season of 2022. High Gains, Mistaken. Identity is a horse that he has drawn. Well, folks, he's a veteran cowboy nowadays. He is a man that has represented our country on an international scene in the sport of bareback riding. High Gains, Mistaken Identity. A great matchup here tonight for the Dalby Queensland cowboy, Denny Moran. And we wait for the numbers to come through here tonight. Judges will tell us very shortly. We have a score of 70 points here tonight. A correction in the score, a score of 73. Well, the final man is our next Cowboy getting set down in chute number 2 as we look to raise the roof here tonight. We're going to go to a 2-times Australian bareback riding champion. This is Matthew Makinson from Maloney in Queensland. And the horse that he has drawn here tonight, this is Swamp Rose. Well, Makinson here in round number 1, it was a little bit of a surprise. He was actually bucked off before the 8 seconds. Now, in our saddle bronc riding, our bareback riding, and our bull riding, the competitor must ride his livestock for 8 seconds. One hand clear of horse or leather. Look at this man. Look at him set his feet. And boy, oh boy, Sydney, how about this for a bareback ride tonight? The 90-point kicker. How about it? Go ahead, folks. The Cowboy from Maloney, Queensland. Absolutely superb here in Australia's greatest rodeo, the Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. We'll wait for the numbers to come through. Remember, to win the competition here tonight, he has got to be better than 77 points, our final competitor. We wait for the numbers to come through. Slide forward to the edge of your seat because this is rodeo time at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the microphone here tonight your champion for our bareback bronc riding. Put your hands together for 84 points for the Cowboy called Makinson. Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt. Great to see you down here at this year's Sydney Royal Easter Show.
Oh, man, great to be here. Biggest crowd I've ever rode in front of throughout my career. And I'd just like to thank each and every one of you for coming out here tonight and getting behind us. We love it, so thanks very much.
Sydney, how about another big round of applause for the Maloney Queensland Cowboy? That is Matt Makinson with 84 championship points to win round number 2 of the Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge bareback riding event as we're getting set to move down to the first section, the first of 2 sections of our steer wrestling here tonight. Well, we welcome our first competitor into the Wrangler Federation Rodeo Time event box, the art of steer wrestling, and it is Clinton Butt from Junee here in New South Wales. Now, the idea is they'll leap off their galloping horse, catch the steer by the horns, and they've got a lame on his side with all 4 legs pointing in the one direction. All right, this guy is going to set the stage for us right here. Clinton Butt, the Cowboy from the Riverina, beautiful little town of Junee. And he is hazed once again here tonight by Matty Headland. I tell you what, folks, the Hayes' job is to keep this steer running in a straight forward line. The steer ducks and dives a little bit, but Clinton's got hold of him now. Come on, Clinton, you've got to use your power and strength. Let's help him, boys and girls. Yes, sir. He gets him down. And that's the art of steer wrestling. Well, we look at a time of 9.8 here tonight. Clinton, 9 and 8. Well, as you can see, the Cowboy and his horse, they look for that steer to run that true, straight, hard line. They slide up alongside the steer. And here last night, the winning time was 5.25 seconds. That was the winning time. So that's what our guys are chasing once again here tonight. You're going to have to be in those early to late 4s to win the championship here tonight in round number 2 of our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Championship. Over 6 rounds here in 2022 as we're getting set to go to Zach Leitner. Zach Leitner, Cowboy that formerly competed at the rough stock end at our rodeo shoots, nowadays focuses in the steer wrestling event. You can see we're going to set this rope across the barrier. It's at waist height. It is known as what we call our line. And if they happen to encroach that line, they will receive a plus 10-second penalty to their official time. A 10-second penalty in this class will take you out of the money. So you've got plenty of things on your mind. You've got to start clean, and then you've got to move into your next step, and that's catching the steer nice and quick and putting your feet out in front of you to slow that steer down, slow all the force down so that you can get him on his side. A lot of things have got to happen, but these Cowboys, they're professionals. They know what it's all about. Let's see the Cowboy, Zach Leitner. Moves up and moves on in. That is simply crisp and sweet. Well, we couldn't write the script any sweeter than that, boys and girls. And how about a time of 5.06 seconds, new leading time. Well, we have our final man to go in the first section. We will then come back for another section of this event a little bit later on here tonight in our program as we clear the arena. No, you don't want to play the game this dear. We clear the arena for the safety of both the livestock and competitor. Before our next Cowboy takes his run, a big thank you to Wrangler, the biggest Western clothing company in the world. Our sponsors of our Federation Rodeo Championship here in 2022. Remember, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to stock yourself from head to toe, look no further than Wrangler. As you can see, all of our professional Cowboys, our personnel have been decked out in Wrangler clothing here this year. And we're getting set to go now to number 3 in the draw. This is Jack Headland from Junee. He is hazed by his brother Matt Headland, who was the winner of the steer wrestling here last night. The Headland boys have been coming in for the best part of the last 10 years, competing in the steer wrestling event. And he rides this great horse called Texas. As we say, he's always honest. He's honest as days long, this horse. And that's what's seen him deliver these Headland boys to the championship here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, not only last night, but in years gone by. All right, looks for that steer to stand in that forward motion. Here we go. It's on. It's showtime here in the biggest rodeo in the country. Yes, sir. He has got it done. He handles the pressure here tonight. Can he be quicker than 5.06 seconds? That's $1 million question. He is, boys and girls. How about a time of 4.28, brand new leader. Well, I've got with me Jack Headland, 4.28, mate. You've taken the lead, but we've still got another section to come our way here tonight. But it's great to have you and your brother Matt down here at this year's Sydney Royal Easter Show.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's great to be down here. Such a big crowd, and yeah, see what happens the next round. Thank you.
I tell you what, it's Good Friday, Jack, and I tell you what, you don't get a bigger crowd in Australia rodeo than this, do you?
No, that's for sure. It's incredible, isn't it? Thanks for all the people for coming out and looking at us. It's great.
Well, all the best for the rest of the challenge, mate, and congratulations. Well, hopefully that 4.28 second run will see you in the payout window in first place. But as we say, we've still got another 3 steer wrestlers coming your way a little bit later on here in our rodeo program. As we're getting set now to move down to our Wrangler Rodeo Shoots, this is the Saddle Bronc Ride. Well, a little bit different to our bareback riding that you've seen in our first earlier performance here tonight. These guys in the saddle bronc riding, they will ride in a saddle. In an international rodeo saddle bronc riding saddle, they'll place their feet in the oxbows or the stirrup irons. They must have their feet in there for the required 8 seconds. Now what we have, like our bareback riding, the Cowboy will place the heels of his Wrangler boots at the horse's shoulder first jump into the arena. He'll hold there for the first jump or 2. That is what is known as a mark-out rule. And then we'll look for the fluent spurring motion. The Cowboy looks to get in sync with the horse and will spur the horse from the point of the shoulder right through to the back of the saddle. Once again, he'll be judged on his style, technique, and the horse will be judged on its degree of difficulty, how high it jumps, how much hang time it's got. Remember, the higher the jump, the better they buck, the better the Cowboy rides, the higher the score will be. The further forward you set your feet in saddle bronc riding, the richer you get. We welcome back into the arena, grabbing life here tonight, our Wrangler pickup team, Peter and David Kelly, back into our Wrangler Rodeo Arena. And it looks like we're going to come to the right-hand delivery for our first match up here tonight, and it is the Cowboy Jack Capewell from Grantchester, Queensland. A past winner of the Federation Rodeo Challenge here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Well, Capewell was 76.5 points here last night, and he has drawn Turn Me Loose. Here's the matchup down here in Rodeo Chute number 5. Whoop! It's getting a little wild. It's getting a little western. Now, the idea this Cowboy will be looking to get out of that chute nice and cleanly and quickly, because he is surrounded by steel. He doesn't want to waste any time. Here we go, the Grantchester Queensland Cowboy. Look at this man fire his feet. You look at this picture perfect horse kick and jump. Well, that's what it's all about, folks. The classic event of Australian rodeo. As Peter Kelly moves in, puts him safely on the arena surface. A past winner of the Federation Rodeo Challenge. That is Jack Capewell. And once again, we will get the numbers through from our 2 Wrangler professional rodeo judges, Dale Carter, Robert Bendy. We've got a score of 76.5 points here tonight, 76.5. Well, 76.5 points to open up the batting here in our Saddle Bronc riding as we move down to chute number 5. Right now, we're going to go to Lachlan Shepherd. Tonight, he has drawn Wrangler's Cadillac Cowboy. The Wrangler Clothing Company sponsor this horse, along with a number of horses and bulls from the Gill Brothers Rodeo Company. And this young cowboy, Lachlan Shepherd, boy oh boy, he has hit the scene running once again here in the season of 2022 from Armadale Station, Queensland. Watch this long-legged cowboy. Folks, this is what we call picture perfect in the sport of saddle bronc riding. And yes, sir, he has got him covered. I tell you what, folks, if you liked it, you ought to have your hands together. How about it for the cowboy from Armadale, Queensland? That is Lachlan Shepherd. All right, boys, what are you going to tell me tonight with the scoring? Remember, the cowboy must have the heels of his Wrangler boots at the horse's shoulder. First jump into the arena. They got a score of 73 here tonight. Lachlan, 73 points. All right, the arena's clear. The arena's clear, folks. I tell you what, this is a 5-star matchup coming our way right now. We go to the cowboy from Mitchell, Queensland. This is Greg Hamilton. He is the #1 saddle bronc rider in the country. Tonight, he has drawn High Gains Cajun Man. Now, Greg Hamilton won the saddle bronc riding here last night with 79 points. Folks, it's time to slide forward to the edge of your seat. If you need to go to the toilet, don't, because have an accident. Don't miss this horse. This horse is absolutely outstanding. High Gains Cajun Man. Easy, boy. Greg Hamilton, the Mitchell Queensland Cowboy. Come on, Greg, or Daiso. As he's known on the Australian rodeo circuit, he has drawn a 90-point kicker. How about it, Sydney? Come on, you can be loud and proud here on this Good Friday. The stockman from Outback Queensland, Greg Hamilton. Well, we're going to wait for the numbers to come through for Greg Hamilton here tonight and High Gains Cajun Man. Ladies and gentlemen, when 2 great champions combine in our rodeo arena, anything is possible. We wait for the numbers to come through. We have a score of 80 points. How about it, Sydney? 80 points, brand new leader. Well, I told you it was the one to watch, but there's still some mouth-watering matchups still to come here tonight. As we're getting set to go to Angus McTavish from Armadale here in New South Wales out of the Twisted X-sponsored rodeo shoot. The cowboy called McTavish was bucked off here last night. Not the way he wanted to start his Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. Here tonight, it's Victoria's Secret. Here's the bay mare that he has drawn from the Gill Brothers Rodeo Company. Well, you'll notice our Wrangler pickup rider, Peter Kelly, moves into position next to that chute. This mare just getting a little bit fidgety. little bit edgy down there in the rodeo chute, so Peter rides his horse up just beside the other horse just to calm it down. We don't want this horse to spend or use all its energy inside the rodeo chutes. We want to give this Cowboy every opportunity to post a high score. All right, we're going to roll down to chute number 2 right now. We'll come back to McTavish very shortly. Josh Barnett is our next competitor preparing for his ride tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Cowboy that comes to us from Singleton here in New South Wales. Well, we watched him earlier on here this week at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. He was competing in the World Championship Camp Draft. Tonight he has drawn Whiskey Boy. Here is another one of our 5-star matchups here in our Wrangler Federation Rodeo when it comes to the saddle bronc riding. Now you'll notice on the big screen, as you can see, this Cowboy just making those final preparations to his bucking rein. He'll measure the length that's required to ride this horse. He doesn't want to give this horse too much rein because he'll throw him straight out over the front end. Whiskey Boy, Josh Barnett, the Cowboy, chute number 2, looking to surpass a marking of 80 points to take the lead here tonight. The all-rounder, the camp drafter, the saddle bronc rider, the steer wrestler. I mean, anything to do with horses, this guy can do it. And believe it or not, 12 months ago, he walked away here as the champion in our 2021 Federation Rodeo. And I tell you what, the 90-point kicker, this is Whiskey Boy. The Cowboy called Barnett, ladies and gentlemen, 2 great champions going at it here tonight in our Giants main arena. And the all-round champion from Singleton puts on an absolute clinic as David Kelly rides his grey horse into position. His job now is to get the Cowboy safely on the arena surface, taking hold of that buck rein. And the Hunter Valley Cowboy, he can hear you now, Sydney. How about it? Well, we have a brand new leader here tonight. How about 80.5 points? Josh Barnett takes the lead here in our Wrangler Federation saddle bronc riding on night number 2. Well, we're getting set to move down to chute number 2 for our next matchup here tonight as we clear the arena once again. Our Wrangler pickup team doing a great job. Peter and David Kelly, they clear the arena with the great horse Whiskey Boy that just put together with Josh Barnett, 80.5 points. Chute number 2, the Cowboy called McTavish, Angus McTavish. This is Victoria's Secret. All right, this Cowboy looking to redeem himself from last night as he was bucked off before the 8 seconds. Well, Victoria's Secret really playing havoc on this Cowboy here tonight, just trying to do everything she possibly can to break this Cowboy's concentration. All right, it looks like they've got him standing back up on all 4 legs right now. All right, the Armadale, New South Wales Cowboy. Here we go, Victoria's Secret. McTavish is in trouble. Well, he's in trouble. Well, folks, I tell you what, it's his first appearance this year at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. How about we show him some love with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Can you please do that for me? Thanks very much, Sydney. He will be back here tomorrow night in round number 3, but not the way he was looking to wind up round number 2 in our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. No score. Well, look at the condition of our livestock turned out here tonight from the Gill Brothers Rodeo Company. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, well cared for, high-performing animals here in our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. And a big thank you to Wrangler once again, and it's great to have Mr. Lachlan Cook representing Wrangler and Thomas Cook here watching our professional rodeo. As we come down to the matchup of the night, and our saddle bronc riding out of the Thomas Cook Boot and Clothing Company sponsored chute right now, we're going to go to Anthony Caldwell from Blanford here in New South Wales. Now this is Moves Like Jagger, ladies and gentlemen. Wranglers, Moves Like Jagger. Once again, Wrangler sponsoring this great chestnut baldy horse. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he is the current Australian saddle bronc riding champion from Blandford here in New South Wales. Wranglers, moves like Jagger, come on. Well, it's too close to call. We're going to leave it up to our two professional rodeo judges. Hey, folks, they say he was there for 8 seconds. He will receive a score. Ladies and gentlemen, that guy was all but retired in the season or the early part of last year, but he was on the comeback here in 2021, and he won the Australian saddle bronc riding title. He beat all the best saddle bronc riders in the country. And there is the current Australian saddle bronc horse of the year, Wranglers Moves Like Jagger, voted by the top cowboys in the country. Well, we have a score. 80 points here tonight, Anthony. 80 points. Riding Moves Like Jagger. Wranglers Moves Like Jagger. Well, I tell you what, boys and girls, 80.5 points it looks like will be our winning score here tonight. Josh Barnett, 80.5 points. We will catch up with him very shortly because he has got to make his way down to our next event for the steer wrestling. But right now, we have some wonderful Wrangler giveaways. Folks, boys and girls out there, if you have received a yellow Wrangler card, if you could come forward and collect your prizes from the lovely ladies down here at the fence. So if you have received a yellow Wrangler card, you will receive a prize pack courtesy of Wrangler. And if you have in your keeping here tonight a pink Wrangler card, you are our fan of the night. So if you have that pink card, you are the fan of the night. Come down and see these ladies. It looks like we've got a winner right here. A big thank you to Wrangler once again, our sponsors of our Federation Rodeo Challenge here for 2022. Well, congratulations to all of our winners of our Wrangler packs here tonight, and congratulations to our fan of the night. And we will be doing that again here tomorrow night for round number 3. As now we are moving down for the steer wrestling, the final section here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just before we get underway with our third section of our steer wrestling, hey folks, are you enjoying the rodeo out here tonight? Well, that is simply superb because we certainly are enjoying bringing it to you. We still have that great event, the bull riding, coming up here very, very shortly. But right now we are coming back to the second and final section of our steer wrestling. Now it's still 4.28 seconds. Jack Headland is the man leading the competition. Then we go to 5 and 6 set by Zach Leitner. Our first man making his way into the box, this is Matt Stanley, the Cassilis, Central West, New South Wales Cowboy. Ready to go. Being hazed here tonight by Jack Headland. All right, Matt, the equation's very simple. You've got to be better than 4.28 seconds to take the lead here tonight. This is steer wrestling at its finest. A big guy, man. He hits the deck here tonight, folks. He's a little disappointed here in round number 2 because he put together a wonderful round here last night. Unfortunately, in no time here for the Cowboy called Stanley from Cassilis here in Central West, New South Wales. Well, still 4.28 seconds as we look to the big screen is still our leading time set by Jack Headland. The Junee Cowboy has got his nose in front. But we still have 2 champion cowboys still to come here in this section of the competition. And the first of those guys will be Matt Headland. Well, his brother Jack is the man that leads the competition. It's a real family sport. The Headland boys are here each and every year at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. And looking to take the spoils here tonight for the second night in the row. If you were here with us last night, Matt Headland was the winner of our steer wrestling event. Time of 5.25 to win the championship last night. But he's got to be quicker tonight. He's got to be quicker than 4.28 seconds to take the lead. Barrier strand, the barrier set in place. He rides this great horse called Texas. Headland backs him into the back of the corner and he's hazed by his brother Jack Headland. A real family sport. A man that is cool, calm and collected. He won't let the pressure get to him, even though that there is a lot riding on this run right now. There is no room for error. The one thing about this Cowboy, the more pressure you put on him, the harder he tries. He doesn't feel pressure from the beautiful town of Junee. Let's watch him in action here tonight. Matt Headland slides up on that blue roan steer. He's got himself a hold. Little slip in the run here tonight. It's going to cost him dearly, but he still needs to get him on his side to stay in the average money. Oh, that's try, folks. That's Cowboy right there, 100%. A Cowboy called Matt Headland, 9.59 seconds will be his official time here in round number 2 of our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. Well, the final man is getting set to take his run here tonight. This is Josh Barnett. Well, Josh has come out in our saddle bronc riding and has won round number 2 here tonight as he put together that great ride on Whiskey Boy for 80.5 points. The newcomer here to the sport of steer wrestling, but boy, oh boy, he has hit the ground running. He used to ride a few bulls too when he had the time. A great all-round horseman. And he is our final man getting set in our Wrangler Federation steer wrestling here tonight. Once again, Jack Headland is a man that will ride the horse, or the hazing horse as we know it, into our time event box. All right, Josh Barnett, the final man to go. Can he be last out and first home? Got to be better than 4.28 seconds to win the championship here tonight. Can he take the Quinella? Can he win the saddle bronc riding? Can he win the steer wrestling? He's already won the saddle bronc riding. All right, looks for that steer to stand in that forward motion. Just needs that steer to put his head up a little bit because we don't want a malfunction at the box. All right, he's got the livestock. He's got the surface to do it on. Not quite in shape here tonight, folks. Josh Barnett, he knew he had to be very quick once that steer left the barrier. He was probably pushing a little bit on the barrier. If he had caught that steer, he still may have got a penalty. But he has been our champion in our Wrangler saddle bronc riding here tonight, unfortunately, and no time for the Cowboy called Barnett. Well, as we see, we wrapped up our steer wrestling here tonight, and a big congratulations to our winner, Jack Headland. Jack, congratulations once again on taking out the championship with a great run of 4.28 seconds.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's good to win here in front of such a big crowd, and thanks for fellas that brought the steers down. They're great panel steers.
I tell you what, tell us a little bit about your horse, Texas. He's a wonderful horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been a good old horse to us. We've had him for, I don't know how long we've had him now, but yeah, he's been a great old horse, and yeah, he still keeps giving his all, and hopefully keeps going for a while.
Well, you're here with us last night, of course, and your brother Matt wins it. You've won the check here tonight, so it's been a great way to open up the first 2 nights of our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge.
Yeah, I reckon that's for sure. It's great to win another round beside Matt. And anyway, this another one tomorrow night. See how we go.
Well, congratulations, and right here, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I've got Josh Barnett, the winner of our saddle bronc riding. Josh, you drew that great horse, Whiskey Boy, 80.5 points. We just have a look at the leaderboard. You won the event with 80.5, and then we had 2 guys, Greg Hamilton, Anthony Caldwell, both on 80 points apiece. What a great round of saddle bronc riding here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. Sydney Showdown here is the one we look forward to all year, and credit to Gill Brothers Rodeo for bringing all that great buck and stock, and thanks to Wrangler for sponsoring the show this year.
Well, I tell you what, Josh, keep it up, young man. Of course, you know this arena oh so well from the camp drafting, and you won the saddle bronc riding here last year, and obviously this year in 2022, looking to go back to back. I don't want to jinx you, but that's what you're hoping to do.
Yeah, well, one more night tomorrow night, and hopefully we put it all together.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can you please give the winner of the saddle bronc riding a big round of applause from Singleton, Josh Barnett. And a big congratulations, Jack Headland, the winner of the steer wrestling, with a time of 4.28 seconds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of Sydney, are you ready for the bull riding here tonight? Well, I tell you what, folks, hey, listen, it's Good Friday here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. The show only comes to town once a year. I think we can be a lot louder than that tonight. Sydney, are you ready for the bull riding? And it gives me great pleasure to welcome into the arena our two protection athletes, two of the toughest men on the face of the planet. Can you please give a big round of applause for Cody Hot Dog Hamilton? And the Australian Protection Athlete of the Year, the wild man, the fearless one. How about it for Josh Burks? Well, it's bull riding at its finest. Remember, folks, the louder you are, the harder you clap, the louder you scream, the better the Cowboy rides and the better the bull bucks. We're going to go to Sam Southern from St George, Queensland. This is Red Redemption, the 19-year-old bull rider. Come on, Sydney, let's make some noise on a Good Friday. Come on, Cowboy, stay with him. Well, down early here in our championship here tonight, as once again, Josh Burks, Cody Hamilton right there on the job to take the bull away. Unfortunately, not the way we're hoping to start our bull riding off. We like to get the first one to ride, and they all ride. Unfortunately, the Cowboy called Southern in his first ever year competing here in our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge, going out with a no score. We're going to slide to rodeo chute number 2, the Wrangler, the Western Original sponsored rodeo chute. We're going to go to Brendan Kelly, a Cowboy from Upper Horton here in New South Wales. And he has drawn the bull here tonight called Dirty Money. Well, this Cowboy was 7.98 seconds here last night on his first bull. But remember, you've got to ride him for 8, folks, so no score last night. So looking to come back bigger and better and stronger here on night number 2 of the Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. He takes his final preparations down in our rodeo chutes here tonight. The Cowboy called Kelly, a third-generation champion Cowboy. He's been out in this arena many, many times competing in boy rider classes, but now has turned his hand to the sport of bull riding. Let's watch this Cowboy. Yes, sir, into his hand, right into his office. Come on, Brendan. Well, he's in trouble once again as we see our protection athletes, Josh Burks, Cody Hot Dog Hammond, take that bull away. Hey, folks, how about a big round of applause for those two guys? I mean, they fight bulls awfully darn good. They are working together like butter on hot bread here tonight. And the Cowboy called Kelly down in round number 2 of our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. And it is Dirty Money. Dirty Money puts him to the ground. Well, we're going to come down to the pure Western chute right now as we come down to the Cowboy Scott Wells. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you were here with us last night, here was a man that won it all. He was 83 points to win the first round of our bull riding championship. The 19-year-old bull rider from Gundawindi in Queensland. He works as a contract musterer. Well, it's great to have his father down here in our Giants main arena here tonight, Mr. Stephen Wells. And Stephen is one of our green coats throughout the course of the day here in our Giants main arena. And you can see there on the big screen, there's his father on the back of the chutes there, helping this Cowboy set himself here tonight. Because the bull that he has drawn is the bull called Little Rascal. Now, this combination they have never met before. This is the first time that this guy has ever drawn this bull. So it may be a give me. This bull can go left, he can go right. I mean, he is wild, he is Western, and he is quick. This bull, Little Rascal, is probably one of the more smaller bulls that you will see on the Australian rodeo circuit. He probably only weighs Well, when I say only, around that 750 kilo mark. But I tell you what, he packs plenty of punches. Now, this 19-year-old Cowboy, folks, I mean, they're going to put an Australian buckle on this guy as the best bull rider in the country in years to come. He's cool, he's calm, and he is collected. And that's what you have to be a champion. And he wants a big crowd on Good Friday at the Sydney Royal Easter Show to cheer him on. Folks, when the gate cracks, I want to hear from everybody here in our Giants main arena. We want to help this Cowboy. Let's make some noise. Come on, Sydney. Come on, Sydney. Well, he's in trouble once again. Look at the work at those two guys out there in baggy pants here tonight. Cody Hot Dog Hammond and Josh Burks. Once again, everybody runs clear of the wreck. No score here in the second round of the competition. But we will see him in round number 3 here tomorrow night.
Here you go, Jay.
Well, 2 to go. We are still looking for our first qualified ride. Are the Bulls going to be the victors here tonight? We're about to find out. Because here last night in the first round of the competition, we had 2 scores. Now we're going to get set to Dylan Weir. The Cowboy from Tumut, here in southern New South Wales, the famous rodeo town in New South Wales. Dylan Weir, an Australian rookie bull riding champion. The Australian title has eluded this guy, but I tell you what, he is coming with grasp here in the season of 2022. And the bull that he has drawn here tonight, this is Rio. Rio by name, Rio by nature. Let's watch him out and around to the left. He is quick. He's tigerish up. Come on, Cowboy. Well, you can't ride him without your feet, even though you use the bull rope, folks. Lose your feet, lose your seat in the competition. And they are telling me 7.6 seconds, unfortunately, down before the 8-second whistle. Well, Rio. Well, we all look like old men getting up the fence here, ladies and gentlemen. But you've got to protect yourself when you're out here in the rodeo arena. No score for the Cowboy, Dylan Weir here tonight. Well, we're getting set to go now to the Cowboy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Cody Hamilton from Queanbeyan here in New South Wales. And the bull that he has drawn here tonight, this is Wrangler's Kickstart. Well, here is the deal. Here is the Australian Bucking Bull of the Year. He was voted by the best bull riders in the country in the season of 2021 as the toughest, the rankest and hardest bull to ride. This Cowboy has got a date with destiny here tonight. If he can ride this bull, I mean, we could see numbers well into the 90-point marking range. This is his opportunity. On the biggest stage here in Australian rodeo, ladies and gentlemen, the Cowboy called Hamilton. Folks, it's awfully quiet out there in the house here tonight. Let's stomp your feet, clap your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a rhythm happening here tonight in our Giants main arena. Come on, folks, clap your hands, stomp your feet. This Cowboy, he needs you tonight. He needs your electricity. The Bucking Bull of the Year, Wrangler's Kickstart, Cody Hamilton. Out of the bullseye shoot. This bull can go left. He can go right. Come on, folks, you're a little too quiet. Come on, let's make some noise. Clap your hands. Stomp your feet. Let's ride. Well, you can see why. You can see why he was voted the Australian Bucking Bull of the Year for the season of 2021 and sponsored by Wranglers. Well, folks, I tell you what, how about you give that outstanding bull a big round of applause? He knows he's good. He's proud, isn't he? And the kid from Queanbeyan. No score here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we complete round number 2 of our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. And as you can see tonight in our bull riding event, the bulls have absolutely taken control. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the microphone, of course, our rodeo stock contractor representing Gill Brothers Rodeo Company, Mr. Eddie Gill. Eddie, a great round of rodeo here tonight once again.
Oh, it's the best what you can get, isn't it? It's Sydney Royal Easter Show, Wrangler Federation Challenge. You bring the best buck and stock and you bring the best Cowboys. Good matchup, but the bulls did beat them tonight, Jake.
Well, tell us a little bit about that bull Wrangler's kickstart. What's the breeding? Obviously, these bulls, we just tell everybody out there that aren't familiar, these bulls aren't your average herd bulls. You don't find them at a sale yards. You know, there's generations of breeding in that bull, just like you see with our thoroughbred racehorses.
Yeah, well, he'd go back probably 4th generation in our bloodlines. Breed all our own buck and stock. Every head of stock you see here tonight is all bred by ourselves at home at Upper Horton. And he's just a little champion. He's just, every time he has a trip, he gets a bit better and better. And you see him there tonight. He got off the ground. He really got into it. So, you know, it's all breeding, and that's where it gets back to there with him.
So back at home at Horton in the Horton Valley, how many cows would you actually run in your breeding program and mares out there, just to tell the folks of Sydney?
Well, we'd run probably about 300 cows and all rodeo purpose livestock, same as with the horses. We breed about 100 mares a year. Of course, we've got Roma Easter in the country on this weekend, and tonight in Extreme Bulls at Roma. We've got Lightning Ridge on, so we do a lot of rodeos. So you've got to have a lot of good livestock to supply to them events.
And Eddie, isn't it wonderful to have Wrangler as our sponsor of our Federation Rodeo Challenge? And we talk about rodeo not only here in Australia but worldwide. Wrangler, they sponsor the NFR in Las Vegas. They're the largest Western company in the world. This is an absolute honour to have Wrangler here as our major sponsors in 2022. And you must feel very humble too, as you know they're sponsoring a lot of your great stock as well.
Oh, well, Wrangler, if you're talking rodeo, you're talking Wrangler. All over the world, they've been big supporters for probably over 100 years. And it's great to see them get behind the Federation Challenge as such a great company. And, you know, putting the effort in to make it bigger and better for the rodeo-going public of Australia.
And Eddie, you do a lot of rodeos, as you've already stated, but you don't get a crowd like this anywhere in Australia, do you?
There's no crowd like the Sydney crowd, mate. They love rodeo in this country, eh?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can you please give me a big round of applause, our rodeo stock contractor, Mr. Eddie Gill. And folks, that will complete round number 2 of our Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. It's been wonderful to bring this professional entertainment to you. We hope that you have enjoyed our professional rodeo entertainment. We will be back here tomorrow night, commencing at 6 p.m. for round number 3 of the Wrangler Federation Rodeo Challenge. On behalf of the entire team down here in Ring Centre, have a great evening at the Sydney Royal Easter Show.